Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another week. This week we're going to be making Japanese curry. I never actually made Japanese curry before, but I've had it before, and it's been really nice every time I've had it. So we're going to make some Japanese curry ourselves this week. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the vegetables that we're going to be using. We're going to be using some potatoes and carrots and a sweet potato in the actual curry itself, and an onion and mushrooms at the end for extra veggies. First, what we're going to do is we're going to skin our carrot, and we're going to skin our potatoes and then boil them. You want to boil these carrots and potatoes so they get really soft. I'm adapting Adam Liaw's recipe for Japanese curry. The recipe will be in the description of the video. Now we're going to do the same for our two potatoes. Or for our three potatoes, sorry. The recipe itself calls for Sebago potatoes, but if you don't have Sebago potatoes specifically, I believe most types of potatoes should work. Sorry, I'm a little off camera because I'm peeling right over the trash. There's a second potato. But there's some still skin spots on it. It's okay. But we just want to make sure the vast majority of the skin is off. So recording, which is good. I just want to check to make sure. And we continue peeling. I'm really glad to be able to bring this curry to you. It's a dish that I've had before, but I've never been actually able to make it. But now I finally do get to make it, and I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to. There's our third potato. Now we're going to move on to our sweet potato. Or yam, I believe this is, not sweet potato. So recording, which is good. I've gotten mostly everything I can off of this yam. Now I'll just pick up the scrappings off the floor, and then we can move on to our next step. Sorry for all the quietness. This pre-preparation part is important in order to get the best curry. Now in Japan, I've heard there's a cutting tactic called the disordered cut tactic, where what you do is what you have to do is you have to. Sorry, just a little extra skin on this carrot I should get off. Sorry, as I was saying, what you have to do is you have to cut same size chunks, but they have different textures. It's easier for me to show you rather than explain it in words. So what I'm going to do is first cut off the carrot root up there. Then I'm going to cut this carrot into smaller chunks. is a really massive carrot. The original recipe actually calls for 3 carrots, but this carrot is massive, so we're only going to use this one. And this carrot. There we go. Now cut this carrot in half again. Like so. I'll do the same for this one here. If you have a larger vegetable like this, all you basically want to do is cut it into batons so before you do the sort of cut technique. So what you have to do is this. I'll just move this to the camera. You take your vegetable, and then you cut a bite-sized chunk. Then you rotate it and cut another chunk. Then you rotate it again and cut another chunk. You can cut it. You can cut at different angles too, which is what I believe the entire tactic entails. That way you get chunks of the same length, or of the same cook time, but different textures. Like this. They're all bite-sized, roughly bite-sized chunks. Maybe some could be a little smaller, but there are different textures but the same cook time. That was a little small. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another bowl to put my carrots in. I'm starting to run out of room here. Transfer the done carrots to this bowl here. And we'll do the same for these carrots here, over here. I'll leave that chunk as it is. There we go. Still recording, which is good. Then onto our last little bit of carrot. I'm using a lot of carrot and potato here because my family actually is a family of 5, so we're a relatively big family. So we're just going to we need a lot of food to feed them. So we're going to cut these potatoes into batons as well, that we can do the disordered cut technique on. It's the same. It's roughly the same for carrots and potatoes. Roughly the same cooking technique. Sorry, not cooking technique, cutting technique. Though we are going to be boiling these both. this massive yam. Whoa, that's big. That's pretty big. Hands are in a cramp. We're gonna have to come back to this one. Sorry, this yam is just really big. I don't know if it come from the other side. Like it's a tree. Oof, there we go. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Alright, that thing finally came apart. Now let's try to cut it again to batons. Oh man. Okay. Whoa, that was exhausting to cut. Now onto the potatoes, which should seem like absolute butter compared to the yam from earlier. There we go. Turning our water boiling again. I boiled some water earlier. We're going to be boiling these carrots and potatoes. There we go. There are our carrots. Some of our potatoes. There we go. There's some more there. So recording good. We still are. Always make sure to be very careful with the chef's knife. Sorry the prep is taking really long, just a little more prep to go. Keep that piece as it is. There we go. Just a little more. So recording Very good. There we go. Alright, our last potato baton. There we go. Onto the yam. These are actually hard to cut, but that's okay. We can make do. Oh, darn it, I spilled the soy sauce. It's okay, I can get a little more. So let me just clean that up. I'll remove the soy sauce over there. You only need a tablespoon, so you only need a little bit. On to the next yam baton. There we go. Chunks are a little big, but it's okay. Go. Last baton of yams. I'm still recording, which is very good. Almost there. There we go. Here are all of our chunks. Now everything's all cut up. What we're gonna do is get our water boiling again. Come to a rolling boil. I already pre-boiled the water. We're just gonna wait for the water to heat up to a full rolling boil again before we actually drop in our all of our vegetables, because then the water temperature will drop precipitously. Just a couple more seconds on that. In the meantime, I'll start going over our next step. We're actually going to be cutting up these chicken thighs and frying them off. You can do pretty much any type of meat you want, whether it be pork or beef or chicken or whatever that may be for you. but you should find the best way to prepare the meat for each type of curry. Because if you want to do beef, typically what you would do, as the person in the recipe does, is he boils the beef for an hour and 15 minutes with the vegetables. But we're only going to be boiling the vegetables. But we're going to be doing something else to our chicken in a couple of minutes that's going to cause the chicken to be able to go into the curry rather than the beef. You can do a different technique for pork. In fact, in Japan, commonly curry is served with a pork cutlet, like something we would make for our pork bowl video. Or you could do it with a chicken cutlet like we did for our chicken bowl video, or our chicken cutlet bowl video. But this dish actually provides a lot of flexibility in what you want to do. So this is definitely not the only recipe for Japanese curry. Now that we're at a rolling boil, we're going to drop in our carrot chunks. Make sure to be careful while dropping them in. Drop them in gently to minimize splatter. Got some water on me, that's okay. Just want to make sure they slide all in. No more carrots in there, that's good. Now we can start to drop our potatoes and yams in there. Start putting them in the bowl. Whoop. Some spillage. Oh, sorry, it overboiled. Darn it. Sorry, folks, we'll be back in a second. Wait for some of that water to boil off. We can't fit it anymore, so I guess I'll have to do it in 2 batches. That happens. We'll transfer these other ones to a bowl, and then we will cut up our chicken still though, so we're still beyond schedule. Get that on the floor, rinse my hands off, and we'll come on over. Alrighty. Before we actually cut our chicken, first I'd like to grate our apple, just to get it out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly peel our apple. Or de-skin it. Do that off camera quickly. After you peel the apple and grate it, the apple will start to turn brown, but that's totally okay. It actually adds color to your curry, which is really nice. This is our peeled apple. And now we're going to grate it. All we have to do to grate our apple is really just take our little grater here, get a bowl, and then take our apple and then grate it right over our bowl. Just like so. You're gonna get a lot of good apple from this. Don't worry if it looks like nothing's coming out. It's all right in the grater. For me, at least. Your grater might work a little differently. I'm just gonna quickly take care of the water boiling, and I'll be back in a second.